Okay. So what is the use of JSTL? The use of JSTL. Anybody wants to take? So we talked about expression language that has something like this, right? Okay. And then we talked about something called JSTL, JSP standard tag libraries. Okay. Even though, as much as we say that all the application logic should happen on the server side, okay, we cannot avoid certain logic on the client side, especially nowadays, right? So if we have any client side logic, for example, you got all the customer details and you want to loop through the customers and display it. How do we loop through it? How can we avoid these scripting elements? Okay, so expression language helps you to an extent, but not fully. You can't put logic, you can't loop through it, you can't change the format, etc. So, but we also don't want to write the scriptlets or scripting elements. Any of the scripting elements we don't want to write, because JSPs are like HTML tags where you don't want to put any Java logic. You want to write everything either HTML or HTML-like code. So that's when they said that you can write your own tag. You can write your own tags, like if you want to alternate a table. So within a table, right? When you show the data, a lot of people do this one. A lot of people do this one. To make this data more readable, they alternate the colors. So the first one is white, the second one is gray. Here it's all gray. Third one is black, and again fourth one is gray, like this. So if you want to put something like that, some logic, you can write definitely Java code within JSP, but we don't want to write the scripting elements. So what you can do instead, there's something called custom tags. So you build your tag. You build your tag like HTML tags, okay? But when you invoke, when the JSP engine or servlet engine evaluates that, what it does is you will define in a separate file called TLD. You will define all of this information in a separate file called .tld, tag library descriptor. Here you will say that for which tag, which class needs to be called. So you wrote that if else condition or for each condition, you wrote that in a separate .java file. You wrote that in a Java class Java file. Okay? And you bind that Java file with a tag. Let's say C: for each. So this for each tag will help you iterate through a collection of items. And then as you do it, you can store the current value within that collection in ID. Now you can use this along with your expression language to display it, right? So when you say for each, when JSP engine, your Tomcat looks at it, oh, what is this for each? Well, you are giving a prefix here, C:. Okay, first of all, what is this prefix? What is the corresponding URI for this tag library? Okay, then I will go to that particular, I will load that particular tag library descriptor associated with it. I'll go to the TLD and say that, hey, I have for each tag, I need to call this for each, which Java class do I have to call? Oh, for each Java tag dot Java. Then it will call that Java and put that Java code here. So you don't have to write the Java code in JSP anymore. If you use these tag libraries, you can build your own tag libraries too. That's part of the custom tag libraries. You can definitely build your own, but most of the times you don't need to with JSTL, because JSTL is providing a lot of known, it is serving a lot of the known requirements that we already have. Looping through it, and then if it is a C:\F is very popular one. If user is logged in, or if user is authenticated, or user has been to our website before, do this, display this one. Okay, and then you can do if else also using something called choose when and otherwise. You can do all of that. So in a nutshell, you can use JSTL to avoid scripting elements in JSP. You don't have to write Java code with JSTL. Without that, you can write HTML-like code like this, which will be bound by the tag library descriptor. Does that make sense? Who asked? Madhavi? Does it make sense?
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Anybody?
Venkat, we
Yeah.
have done up to JSP so far, right? JSP and JSTL comes as a part of that JSP
Yes,
itself. Right?
as part of the JSP itself. You got it. Sure.
Okay, but JSTL is slightly old now, right? We don't.
No,
Oh, it is.
no, we use JSTL.
We use JSTL. So
Yep.
there's something that you said we don't have to do. It's pretty old right now. JSP
Struts.
itself, right?
That is struts.
Struts, yes, yes. Struts, of course. You told us.
Right. That's it.
Okay. Fine, fine. That makes sense.
So, but we don't write HTML code in servlets anymore.
That's correct.
Right.
That I remember.
Yeah.
So JSTL is a framework or JSP is the framework? Or none of them?
None of them is a framework actually. Struts is a framework.
And MVC?
MVC is an architecture or MVC framework. Yeah, you can say MVC is a framework or architecture. And then servlet is an API, right? Servlet container, your Tomcat implements the servlet container, and JSPs are provided to you to make your life easy. They are dynamically generated servlets. So for all the JSPs, servlet gets generated dynamically, so that we don't have to write that HTML code inside the double quotes, right? All the ugliness is gone now. So today we are going to talk about one of the most interesting topics of all. Throughout this session, one of the most interesting and one of the most, what do we call, practical. We can easily understand this technique. We use it in every single web application. We use this one called session tracking. Let's understand this. So this is a browser here, right? And this is server, and then here it's a servlet. Browser made a call. As I told you, the protocol that's used is HTTP. HTTP is a simple text-based protocol, and also it's a request response-based protocol, meaning I will send you some request, you send me back the response. And that's it. When I send you one more request, you do not understand anything about the previous request. Once I flush the response back to browser, I do not remember the previous request. So the HTTP protocol itself, that is why it's called stateless protocol, meaning it does not remember the conversations between browser and the server. So your servlet API, which is your web container, right, or your web server like Tomcat, does not help too. So when browser goes to the same servlet or same server couple of times, every time it treats him like a brand new guest. Hey, how are you doing? First time coming here to the store? No, I've been here for 10 times before. Oh, no, I don't recognize you. Every time it does not recognize. It doesn't matter. You talked to me before 1,000 times. I don't recognize anybody. You have to come as you are a brand new guest for me. Well, it works great for certain scenarios where you don't need to. Once I give you a request, you responded back with whatever the response is. It works great for those scenarios. But let's talk a little practically. Let's talk about shopping cart. In shopping cart, we never buy this item by item, right? In one particular order, we can buy more than one, right? So one particular item, one particular order, we can buy more than one item. So let's say I added Spring in Action book to the cart, and now I'm searching for the other one. Let's say Head First Java. When I try to add a Head First Java to the cart again, it goes to the server, it goes to the servlet. It says that, oh, who are you? Oh, you are trying to add Head First Java? Sure, I will add it. But where does it add it? Since I don't recognize you, I'm not maintaining anything. There is no conversational maintenance between browser and server. Every single request is brand new for server. That's bad. That's good as well in certain scenarios. Particular case, like a shopping cart like examples, unfortunately, this is bad. We somehow want to add this newly bought Head First Java book to already bought a Spring in Action so that he can pay them together. Right? So, but the protocol itself is not helping us. The server itself is not helping us. So we should do something around that. Something to meet this requirement of conversational session. It's called conversation. So I need to remember the conversations, or I need to log the conversations, or I need to remember all the conversations that happen between browser and server. So, but unfortunately, this protocol, the server, nothing really helps. So, but we need this solution. So what they did is, they found a very nifty solution. So when you make a call from the browser, okay, I mean, I don't need to draw this Tomcat, so it's like a server. So now what happens is, when you went to the server for the first time, first request, right? So now what the server does is, since this HTTP protocol, the network level or protocol level, nothing helps actually. So what this one does is, you ask something, hey, give me all the customers. Sure, I'm giving you all the customers. So whatever the request, whatever you asked for, I'm giving it back. In addition to giving back whatever you asked for, I will give you an extra piece of information. That is called cookie. Okay? That is called cookie. So I will give you an extra piece of information. I'm giving you a cookie, like the cookie that we eat. right? How does it send this extra piece of information to the browser? We'll talk about it in a few minutes. But it sends an extra piece of information called cookie. It's nothing but a simple ID. It says that, hey, this is your ID, browser. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is your ID. Since I don't remember you, okay. Now, when you make the second call, Unfortunately, I don't remember. See here, every request is a brand new request for me. Unfortunately, I don't remember that you came here and asked for something else. So you have to remind me. It's your responsibility, browser. I'm giving you an ID here. So subsequent for the subsequent requests, you give me this ID. So when you browser makes a second call, it gives this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ID. Now browser says that, hello, you know, I came to your shop before and you gave me an ID. Now you ask me to present this ID for the second time when I come here second time. Oh, now what server does is it will maintain a kind of a map here, okay? With the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the bag for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is like a cart. This is like a bag for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First time it puts something here, some item here. Now when you come second time and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now I will check. Server will check on the server side. Oh, your ID is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, let me see if anybody has with that ID. Let me see if I am maintaining. What do we call in the bar counter when we go to the bar? They'll say that can I tap you an order or something like that, right? So they'll maintain the list, right? When you ask for the second one, they will add to the list, right? So now, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like you got something here. Okay, let me add whatever you're asking for. Okay, now again that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goes back, and now again that every single request that you make that browser, except the first one, first time, this is called session ID. Session. The reason they call session is conversational session, right? When you and I talk, that's called session, right? Conversational session. So that conversational session, I'm giving an ID for our conversation, and that ID is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is called session ID. So I'm passing a session ID when you come to me for the first time. Since I do not remember anything, it is your responsibility to keep reminding me with that ID that you gave it to me on our first request. Okay, but is all of this shown to the user, whoever is using it? When I go to Amazon or when I go to any of these shopping sites, as a user of Amazon, I'm never aware of this session ID. You don't have to. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. So what happens is the HTTP request, as I told you, every HTTP request has two paths. Anybody remembers? Every HTTP request, when you make an HTTP request from the browser or here, every HTTP request has every HTTP request has two paths. But good try, at least you tried, header and body. Remember that? I showed you the HTTP method is actually part of this one. HTTP status code, the one that gets sent 400, 403, 404, all of that, they're also part of HTTP header. Header is not actually shown. Okay, but body is what gets shown. So when I give the response back as part of HTTP header, I will put some extra piece of information. I will put that extra piece of information. Now, browser with every single request now, subsequently, it will pass this. Hey, this is my session ID, because it will read from this one and say that, okay, this guy wants me to participate in this conversation. So if I want to participate in the conversation, right, which we want to 99% of the times, right? So I'll say that with every single request, I'll put this guy, hey, this is my session ID that you gave it to me just now. Okay. So on the browser side, the session ID will be kept. Okay. This is called cookie actually. Okay. That whole session ID, putting the session ID in HTTP header is colloquially called cookie. And the browser gives that cookie to server every single time. Yes, Shovan, they use cookie. So first time cookie is actually set by the server as part of the response from the server for the first request. But from the second time onwards, when browser sends it, that cookie information will be attached. Again, it uses HTTP header. It will say that, hey, you know what? I'm 12345 is my session ID. So can you please remember me now? And now this guy remembers it. So this is how the session handling happens. This is how the conversation between browser and session is stored. And all of this information, whatever you're buying here, is actually stored on the server side. It's stored on the server side with a given session ID. Okay? And now, once you log out, I'll delete everything from the session, or when you can exclusively remove from the session also. And also, I want you to understand there is something called scope. I want you to understand this. When you make a HTTP request to the server, this is request. Once I flush the response back, everything that is stored in a HTTP servlet request is gone now. There is something called HTTP servlet request, right? You can do request.get attribute, request.set attribute, right? Remember, you can forward from one servlet to another servlet on the server side, or you can forward to a servlet to a JSP. Whatever you put in the request, whatever you put in the request will be will be carried from servlet to JSP. But once you flush the response back to the browser, that's it. You don't have access to that scope anymore. But session is not like that. It is good until your conversation is active. Whenever one of you decides, either server decides or browser decides, you close the browser, your session is gone, or session thought that, you know what, let's say goodbye. Once we say goodbye, everything that is stored on the server side will be deleted eventually. But it is not per request. So whatever you stored in session is not going to be erased once the response is given back, because I'm maintaining the conversation. I can understand your second request too. I can understand your third request too. So I can store beyond our request response cycle. So Venkat Krishna, you see blank screen? Everybody can see my screen, right? Only you can see?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. So you must be having some issues.
I think, yeah, he left.
Okay.
But it still shows he's here.
That's fine. He'll figure it out. Make sense, guys?
Venkat, before this cookie thing, only one point I would just like to verify from you, double check. So see, suppose I go to the Amazon site, the cookie is downloaded on the Amazon's site, right? On the server side means their site, right? Suppose I type amazon.com, the cookie will be downloaded over there, right?
No. Well, what did we understand from this conversation? When you first go to amazon.com, what does amazon.com do?
Amazon.com.
First time when I go to amazon.com, what does it do?
He will give us a cookie.
Exactly.
Oh, gives us the cookie, or they?
Yeah, first time he will give us.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That is what. So as part of the first request, you will get something extra, something bonus. You will get an ID. You have to use that IDs with every single request after that. I'm giving you an ID. Since I don't remember anybody, if you want me to remember it, you need to store it. It is your responsibility, client. So, but I'm giving you an ID. You come back with this ID, I will remember you. You don't come back with this ID, I'll treat you like, hello, welcome to my store, as a brand new guy. That's it. Got it, Sean?
Okay, yeah, I got it. But see, in the second picture, down in the second picture,
we are talking about,
put that arrow. You put that arrow down, actually.
This is different. This context is different.
Oh, okay. This is something else. Okay.
Right.
Fine.
So here I'm talking about HTTP servlet request. This is the scope. So this is a HTTP servlet request, and this is session. Okay. So cookie is not only, it is not the only methodology that we use to maintain the conversational session between browser and session. There are two more. There are two more ways to handle it. One is called URL rewriting. The other one is hidden fields. We'll talk about it later. But let's say we are maintaining cookies. So before we talk about other methods to do this one, okay, how do we do this using Servlet API? What do I have to do to achieve this one? So even though this concept is great, you don't have to do all of this one. Okay, you don't have to do all of this one. What we need to do is, the Servlet API made our life much easy. See here, when browser made a request to a server and eventually servlet, okay, you have the HTTP servlet request, right? All you have to do is do request.getSession. This gives you handle to a class called HTTP session. Okay, you will always get HTTP session object here. Even in the case client comes to us for the first time, even if the new session is created, you will get the session object. You will never get null if he's coming for the first time. No, you'll always get the session. But that session object has a piece of information that tells you whether it is whether it is a new session or old session or already established. When browser comes for the first time, it says that there is a method called isNew. This will be true for the first time. Now, if this particular session is new, okay, now whatever he's buying for the first time, now we need to put it somewhere, right? Now we will maintain that. So under the hood, what happens when you call the request.getSession is, if it is a brand new guy coming for the first time, it will create a session ID. We don't have to do any of that. So it will automatically, servlet container will automatically create a new session ID and then attach this particular client, whoever called it, okay, it will attach to that guy. And it's giving you an empty basket. That empty basket is HTTP session. Now you can add to the basket. Now you can say, if you want to add something to the session, you just say session.set attribute. Okay. Now you say something like a shopping cart. Okay. And then let's say list of books. Let's say books. Okay. I'm adding this list of books with the name SC. This is your map.put. It's exactly like your map.put or exactly like your request.set attribute. The only thing is, once the response is flushed to the browser, your request scope is gone. Whatever you stored in the request scope has been removed or will be removed. But in the case of HTTP session, until this session expires, until we both shake hand and say, okay, bye-bye, I'm going home, until that point our session gets expired, we both will be talking, and then because you gave me a session ID and I keep reminding you, hey, this is my session ID, this is my session ID, I'm adding this book now, I'm adding this book now, I'm adding one more iPad now, I'm adding one for Apple Watch now, and this guy will keep adding to the list because this is like your basket, right? You can add anything, any number of items to the session. And all these items are available for this browser as long as it comes to the server with that session ID that it has given for the first time. Then second time, again the same code. When you say request.get session, a new session will not be created now. Whatever the empty code that I'm maintaining here, I will give it the same. And now you can add the stuff to that, or you can get it. How do I get something from the session? I'll get it like this: session.get attribute. Exactly like your request.get attribute. You give your key and you get the value. Make sense? Anybody has any questions? Let's look at it, how we can do it with an example. Let me show you with an example, but anybody has any questions at this point? I'll show you a simple shopping cart like example. No? Let's look at the code. I'll call it shopping cart, and then 2.5 is my servlet API. Sweet, yeah, sure, shopping cart. A simple, very, very minimalistic shopping cart. Okay. This is a dynamic web project, you got it. Now, what I want to do is, I'll take some code from MVC, or I don't need to, probably. I don't need to. So let's go to this web.xml. Okay. I'll take him to index.html, okay, or index.jsp, right? We want to use MVC pattern, right? So what we'll do is Let's create a package first. Com training JSP dot or servlets. It's actually part of servlets. So, and then shopping cart. Okay. So here I'll call a class called shopping cart servlet. Okay. So, oops, yeah, I don't want to create a new class. I mean, I can do like this: extends HTTP servlet, right? And then I can override do get. Okay. If somebody comes for the first time, what do you want to do, right? If somebody comes for the first time, what do we want to do? If somebody comes to our shop for the first time, what do we do
Get
here?
session. Get session. Get
Right.
session.
Right. So I'll say request dot get session. Let's do this one. When somebody comes here the first time, I will not do anything. I'll just take him to the JSP page. Okay. And then JSP will flush out to the browser. And then in the JSP, we will put a text box. I'll show you. I'll just say that request dot get request dispatcher. Okay. Slash webinf slash JSP slash shopping cart.jsp. Okay, I will take him to that guy, to the JSP, and then I'll hold. So I don't have any logic at this point. I don't have any logic. I'm just taking him to that first page, that's all. Rather than, because I don't want to do it like, I don't want my users to know about my JSP pages. That's why. Ideally, user can directly go to shoppingcart.jsp and that's where the story can start. But I want to use MVC. Okay.
So Venkat, one quick question.
Yeah.
See, although you created this as a servlet, how come you did not get that extends HTTP servlet in the beginning?
Automatically, I did create new class here. I did not create a new servlet. If you go here, other and then servlet, then you will get all of that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll create the shopping cart.jsp here. You know why it is not showing me that? It's because I'm in regular Java mode, Java perspective. Once I go to web perspective, then everything will be shown here.
Java EE.
Java EE perspective. Once I go there, so here, when you right click on this one, it will show you like right click new. See here. Here, I don't want to do much. All I want to do is welcome to eShop. Okay. World's best shop. Whatever. So let's deploy this guy. Did I do anything different so far? I did not, right? This is all day one of your servlet, I mean not servlet but MVC thing. So go to, what is the URL that we wanted to, we wanted to now see here.
This is in web INF.
Since I don't have a web INF, I need to, since I did not create a right click new servlet, now I'm doing everything myself. Servlet, and then servlet mapping, I can do it. So servlet should have a servlet name, This is a nickname, and then I can do servlet class. You guys are so lucky learning in 2015, You don't know when I started all of this, I pretty much hand coded myself in text pads, notepads, all that stuff. Shopping carts, servlet. So, okay, this is a nickname, and I'm using the nickname here, and the URL /cart. Okay, if somebody goes to /cart, I want to take him to, yeah, it doesn't show. Okay, com dot training dot, oh boy. Can you put yourself on mute, Sean?
Okay.
Com dot training dot servlets dot shopping dot cart. Shopping cart servlet, right? That's it. Now we'll go to /cart. Yeah. What's wrong here? Class not found exception, com training servlet shopping cart. Okay. So something wrong.
I think it's with the name, the class name.
Class name is bad. Like that. Okay.
You do. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Now we can do it, Sean. I can actually you can now unmute yourself and yeah. Best shop we have, right? I was doing something earlier, so we can all, yeah, let's be. Shop, world's best shop, right? So we didn't do much. Now, what do we do in this JSP page? So this is H2, right? So what do we want to do now? What do we want to do now?
We just want to create a text box and
unmute Shovan. Okay. Sorry. Say that again.
We just want to create a text box so that that will take.
Exactly. So what we want to do is input type equal to text. So what do we want to do here? Welcome to eShop. Please add your book. Okay. Let's say this is a bookshop and right, he's adding books to the shopping cart, right? So let's say please add your book, and then we'll say no, I need you now, Shovan. Name equal to something. Okay, please add your book. Okay. Hey, we need first of all form, right? Form action equal to something, right? What is the method name? Method equal to
Post.
Yep. And then
Post.
what is the action? Slash
cart.
So I can use the same as get. Can I? Anyone? Can I use?
Yes, Venkat.
Yeah. So what happens here? Once you click on submit, what happens here?
It can take to that post method.
Which post?
In
The
servlet?
shopping cart.
Do post method will be called, right?
Yes.
Agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Input type equal to text, name equal to, what do you want to call name?
It's a sample book or something.
Book to buy, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you call purchased book, right? Okay. Or we can say purchased book. whatever the book that you're purchasing right now, right? Right? And what do you need? I'll put a couple of breaks so that it will give some space. And then what do we need? Input.
Button. Submit button or something.
Input type equal to
Submit.
submit. Sure. Value equal to
Submit.
add to cart. Right? Let's see.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Thank you. Okay. Now let's look at it. See here. Welcome to eShop, world's best shop. Right? Book. So now let's say we'll say book 1, right? Let's say book 1. Now let me add to the cart.
Obviously nothing will happen. Why?
We need to
Because
implement.
there is a two method
Exactly. See here. Now your post. Now we are using HTTP post. Now we are using HTTP post. So then, which method of your servlet will be called?
Do post.
Do post.
Super. Thank you. Now come here. Now do post will be called here. Now, how do I get the book that has been just purchased? Can anyone tell me?
Request that get attribute.
Request that
Anyone
get
else?
parameter?
No. I mean, Sailaja.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's talk. Let's give chance to someone else. Let's see if
Yeah,
anyone
sure.
else can talk. You guys, Shovan, you guys always talk. So let's see if anyone else will talk. Venkat Krishna, can I pick you? So how do I get whatever has been added in the browser just now? So if I say book 1, when I say add to cart, I want to get that book 1. How do I get that?
There was one name value pair you were using in that.
Yeah, how do I get that
request dot.
on the server side? In your servlet, how do I get that? Yuri, go ahead. You unmute.
I would say that you have to get post method, and now you have to post it to the browser.
No, show me the other page.
John,
I can
okay,
tell you
speak.
it's there.
Request dot get parameter, and then use this name, whatever this one is. This guy will give me this one, right? This is what the book that has just been purchased, right? This is purchased book just now, right? What do I say? Book purchased equal to
Purchase book.
whatever, right? Yeah. Right? Now let's see. Now let's see what happens. Let's refresh this guy and say head first Java, and then head to cart. See, book purchased equal to head first Java. So we got the book that has just been purchased, that has just been added, right? Now, tell me from the business requirements perspective, what do we have to do here?
Response. No. Oh, first go to the database, do something.
No. Let's talk about the shopping cart. Let's talk about the shopping cart. What should happen when I add to the cart? Tell me.
It needs to be add that the customer, product to the customer.
Some list needs to be, you have to populate some list, keep adding to some list.
Right, all of you guys are on the right track. Whatever the book that has just been purchased should be added to the order or cart, essentially, right?
Yeah.
So, how do I add?
Create a list first.
Now, I want to tell you something. Sure, yeah. You are on the right track, but let's say. See here, book 2, add to cart. This cart, go to DSL, okay. See here, whatever the book 2 that has just been purchased, the server only remembers book 2. Server has no clue about the fact that you just bought head first Java. You just added a head first Java to cart, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do I maintain the conversation? How do
With
I
that
maintain the
Session.
conversation?
session
Exactly,
tracking.
using session. So how do we get the session? Request dot
Get session.
Session.
Get session.
Yeah.
excellent. And now
And
what
this
does
is
it return?
HTTP.
Let's mouse over this one. It gives a HTTP
TP
session
session.
interface,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It gives you an HTTP session interface. Everything is an interface in servlet spec, right? Like in JDBC. But who implements it? Your servlet container implements it, right?
Yeah.
Now
Session
I
dot.
want to do something. I'll just want to print this one, okay? I want to do a sys out, okay? Is session new, okay? Session dot is new, okay? Now let's see, let's observe the console now. Let's go to browser and let's observe the localhost 9090 slash servlet. Shopping cart, okay, slash cart,
Yeah.
okay. We did not even go to post in this case. We just went to get for the first time. So we just forwarded to this guy JSP, and JSP gave this nice web page, right? Now we'll say head first Java. Is session new? False. Why?
It's not new. That's why. You press the same button.
Because I already.
The conversation was
So
not broken.
when was new then? When was new?
When you when you really typed it first time, when you do a, okay, I'll tell you that. Please hang on.
Yeah.
You know that refresh button that you press, I think that makes it new.
Sure. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. I'll put this guy in our doget. Okay. And then let me close the browser. Let me open it. Okay. Let's observe the console properly. Slash not servlet. Okay.
False means what? False means new, right?
Yes.
False means new, right?
False means no. This is session
So false
dot
means it's
is
not a new session.
it is not a new one.
False means not new. Okay.
Not a new session.
False means not new. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's open up a brand new browser. So what is this? What happened this time?
True.
It's true.
Yeah.
So this is the first time you are making the conversation from your browser to the server.
Right.
Server is saying, hello, welcome to my world for the first time. Okay? But when you call the request.get session, what happens is it actually creates the session ID because you are saying that, hey, I want to participate in session with this guy. Can you please, create a new ID and assign it to this guy so that he will keep coming back with the same ID, right? I'll show you something here. Okay, especially you have that opportunity now learning this in 2015. I don't need to restart or anything like that. Let me clear this guy console, and now let me go to I want to clear. I want to go to clear browsing data, everything. Okay. I want to clear completely everything. Now I'm opening up a brand new http colon localhost, localhost colon 9090 slash
Shopping cart slash cart.
slash cart.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the new. Yeah.
See here.
True.
Oh boy, I wanted to show you we wanted to open up the developer console F12, okay, or here go to this one and then where is this guy here? This one and then settings, not settings really.
I think it's a inspect element, right, Venkat?
You can also do it that way. You can absolutely do it, but there is a direct way also. More tools. See here, developer tools. So click on the developer tools, okay? And now observe this guy. It is saying false, right? Actually, I want to inspect the complete headers here. Okay. Now, give me one more second to settings, and then I want to clear all of this. Okay, let me open up the brand new browser now. And then I'll open up the developer console. I want you to pay attention here. Since you have that luxury now in this new world, especially with Chrome developer tools, you can clearly see what's going on. We all learned the session tracking without knowing under the hood what's really happening. So here, is session new? True. Okay, let's look at what has been sent. Okay, in the headers area, but this is actually response back. Okay, when we sent this request slash shopping cart slash cart, you know what we got the response here? Okay, this is the response that we got from the server. But if you look at the response headers, see here, response headers, look at it. Content length 513, content type text slash HTML. It is telling browser whether it is a HTML, whether it's a PDF, or whether it's a zip file or whatever. And
This
server is
cookie.
blah. And look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Set cookie, JSession ID equal to. So this is what your Tomcat uses or servlet container uses. It in the headers. Headers are not seen for the regular people. Did you ever care about the headers? Do you know that there is something called HTTP headers until I tell you? No. We have been shopping for the last several years, right? We never knew. See, what server did is it sent a HTTP header called set cookie. Okay? Set cookie. And what is that cookie? JSession ID equal to A8 blah blah blah. It gave a number to this guy. Let's copy this guy. Okay, and the path equal to slash shopping cart, HTTP only, and then okay, I copied this guy. Now these are the request headers. Look at it. This is the request headers, and these are the response headers. This is what we sent to the browser. Sorry, this is what we sent to the server. Accept encoding, gunzip, accept language, connection type, host, localhost, blah. user agent, Mozilla, Windows, blah. Okay. Now look at the magic here. Now I'm going to say head first Java. Okay, go to network. This is where you will see all of this one. Add to cart. Again, go to network now. Now you did a HTTP post. Now look at it. So what happened just now? Before this one, what happened? You sent a first request to the server, and then server responded back with this HTTP header, JSession ID equal to, it gave you a long ID. Hey, this is your ID, and now next time when you come to me, come with this ID. When you come with this ID, then I will recognize you as an old guy. Otherwise, I will recognize you as a brand new guy and say that, hello, welcome to my shop. Okay, look at this one now. Look at this one. Now, what happened in the case of second request? When browser made a second request, now HTTP post, okay? Look at the request headers now. Content type equal application, blah, and then gunzip, okay. See here, it sent a HTTP header called cookie. In the cookie, it sent a name value pair, JSession ID equal to, it is telling server that, hey server, I know you never remember anything about the conversation, but I'm here before. You gave me this ID. Remember, first time you gave me back this one, and I'm keep giving A85A5E73F49E blah. You just gave me this one. Hey, first, I'm not coming to your shop for the first time. I'm coming for the second time or third time. I keep coming.
Could you please paste that right below what you pasted so that we can compare?
Yeah, it's exactly same.
Because the color is, okay,
Sure.
You saw it, right? Okay, that's fine.
Sure.
Fine, no
exactly same. It's exactly same. Okay. So now your browser, when it made a second request, it sent the ID that it got it as part of the first request.
Sure.
Okay, this much going on under the hood, but all we need to do is, are you here for the first time? Is this a brand new session or not? Okay, now we can take this guy out. Now we're asking if the request is, we ask request dot get session. So once we get the session, now what do we do now? If he's coming back for the second time, what do we do? Tell me. Anyone?
Adding
Anyone?
Session.
If he's coming for the first time, what do we do? If he's coming for the second
Set
time,
category.
what do we do? Tell me. If he's coming for the
First
first time, sure.
First time is new. First time is the if block. Next time is the else block.
Okay. So, actually, does he come to post for the first time? Where does he come?
First time it may come to post depending on what you have written in the form action.
No, we are actually using MVC to force him to go to do get, right? All the time. All the time. So, what we will do for the first time is, anyone? What we will do for the first time is, we will get a HTTP session, and if session dot is new, yeah, anyone? If session dot is new, then what do we want to do? What is our goal?
Dot set attribute.
Wait. What is our goal? Tell me in plain, simple English. What is our goal? What do we want to do now? We want to, yeah, go ahead.
Add
Anyone?
the product.
We want to create an empty
list, array list,
empty cart, and give that to that particular guy, to that particular session. Agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Right? That is exactly what we want to do. So in our case, what are we trying to buy? Bunch of books. Each book has a name. So it's a list of strings, right? In our case. So all we do is a list of string books equal to new array list of, okay? And then what do we do? Where do I keep this guy? Where do I keep this empty basket?
Session.
I will keep this in the session. You know why I keep this in the session? You know why I keep this in the session?
Because it's a way of keeping
Yes,
track.
finger.
Remembering.
Next
You have to
time
remember.
when he comes back,
one.
I will say that, hey, give me the basket that you have with this particular session ID. Okay. Whatever the basket is, I will blindly add whatever you just bought it to the basket. Are we on the same page now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Session dot set attribute, and we say books bought so far. Okay. And now
Books.
I'll keep.
Books.
I'm keeping an empty bag. That's it. I'm just keeping an empty bag. Sorry. What happened? I messed up, I think. Okay. Now, here, the session should not be new because he would have already gone here, right? If session is new, we can again do the same thing, but we will not get into this if block because we are already forcing him to go to the get first, right? Right? If at all you come to post somehow, okay, by tweaking your by creating another HTML, by tweaking it, then you could come. If you come, again the same treatment. If you come again, the same treatment. Now tell me, if at all he's coming back for the second time, what do you want to do?
Keep adding.
Let's first get that attribute from request and then add to that list.
Exactly. Get the empty session, empty cart shown. Let's get
Yeah.
the cart. What do we call, when we go to bar, they ask for, can I maintain a tab or some, what, anyone?
Yeah. Tab.
Anyone? What is that shown?
Yeah. They ask for. Yeah. They maintain a tab actually. What they ask
Tab,
for your
right?
Visa
Okay.
card or something.
Exactly.
TAB. Yeah.
You give them, you give them card, and then they'll maintain a tab, right? Like a small, small
They
paper.
put it in a small glass. Yeah.
Exactly, small slip. On that one, let's say this guy purchased Coke before, and now he ordered beer, now he ordered fries, now he ordered burger. He will add all of them as you order, they will add to the tab, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, if you are coming for the first time, I will create the tab and put it under your name. I'll put show one name. Now, when you call me for the second time, I will say that you say that, hey, I'm Showan. You already maintaining a tab for me. Then I will pull the tab and then add your just purchased item to the tab. Are we on the same page? First, I will pull the tab. How do I pull the tab? Session dot get attribute. Okay,
Books.
what is the tab?
Books.
This
bought.
is I'm maintaining under this one, right? So now I will get the list of strings, right? Of course, session.get attribute throws a java.lang object, so I need to typecast to this guy, right? And now once I get the tab, what do I do? Once I get the tab, what do I do? I already got the tab and he added one more bear. So what do I have to do now? Dot?
Add the book.
Add.
Exactly. What do I add? Purchased book. Now, did you get it? Now, did you get it?
Venkat, can you show that web.xml, not web.xml, that index.xml or something where you have the form action? Can you show that once more?
Yeah, which is shopping
In
cart.
this case, it will be shopping cart JSP. Form action, shopping cart, post, yeah, purchase book. Okay.
This is the name. We are pulling the one you just added, the one you just ordered. Earlier, I'm maintaining a tab for you. I pulled out the tab and you just added a Coke, right? I'm adding that Coke to this already existing tab. That's up. in a plain simple English in a typical bar example. I'm not sure. Probably these ladies have never gone to bars, so it's hard to visualize. But that's what it is. Okay, it's in a restaurant also same thing. It's time to go. Exactly. To understand this one, you need to go. I love the way you put it. Okay, so okay. Anyways, so you want to print this guy? Every time we can print this guy and say that books bought so far. Okay. Come on. Yep. Time to go. Okay. Oh, we removed that use new session, etc. Okay. Now, let's say book 1, right? Add to cart. Yeah. Null pointer exception do post. Why is that so? Oh, this books is now. This books is now. This guy, when we asked for the tab with this name, it is saying, sorry, I don't have anything. You're not maintaining anything with this name is what it is saying. So why would it do it this way, right? So,
my goodness, this dog is barking and
actually that was the reason why I asked you to. Okay. Anyways.
Dog we can excuse.
That time it was not. It's my neighbor's dog actually.
Okay.
It's a neighbor's dog actually, not mine. I don't have
Okay. That's fine. So when we pulled out, we observed actually this guy has been here before, okay, but when we pulled out from the session, we got this now. Okay, it's because we are already maintaining it. So what we'll do is, I'll tell you. I'll explain what that is also. Yeah.
I'm thinking, why is it null actually?
Oh, because you're using the same browser. So this guy has been there before, right? So it is not going here. It is not going here because it's not new.
Got it.
Okay. It keeps going to else block, but at least it has to go to this is new once. Then we would have had an empty tab there, empty basket there. But it never went to here because it's always there because we have been using the same browser, right?
Yep.
Understand? So now I'll show you. Sometimes it actually.
You have to just click that half circle thing, that arrow, circle with arrow. You have to click that, I think, right?
Sometimes it actually maintains all of this. Okay, now let's do it. Okay, now definitely it goes there. Okay. Now this is new. Maybe I should have put the system out here, but it would have gone an empty tab would have been added. Now let's go to, I'll say book 1 and add to cart. Now book purchased equal to book 1. Books bought so far, book 1. Is session new? False. Now let's go back, okay, and let me add book 2 now. Look at it. Everybody, cool. Books bought so far. Your book 1 is already maintained, book 2. I made a second request from the browser, but still, since you said request.get session and you added to the session, if you had added to the request scope, whatever you added to the request scope would have been deleted once the response got flushed to the browser. But the session scope is bigger. Until one of us say goodbye to our conversation, we both will be talking, because I gave you that ID. Remember the JSession ID? You keep giving it to me. You keep giving it to me, and I'll keep recognizing it. I'll keep recognizing you. Understand? Now, let's go back. I know that going back thing is, we fixed that one very soon. Now look at book 1, book 2, book 3. Make sense? Now what we will do is, once we add this guy, let's show all of these guys, hey, please add your book, add to cart. And now we will show them, hey, by the way, you bought these many books so far. In the JSP, we'll show them nicely. What do you think? That is what any shop works, right? You add to the cart, it will show nicely, okay, you added these many, or you added this much, and now you add one more. Okay, you added one more. Now you add one more. Are you with me? Let's go to the JSP page now. Let's go to the JSP page. This is where we are. We want to say, please add your book, add to cart. Once all of this is done, once this whole form is pretty much done, I wanted to show all the books that this guy bought now. Okay, I wanted to show all the books that this guy bought. So for that, I'm going to use our tag library, JSTL tag library. I want to use the for loop. Okay, where did I, JSP EL, this is EL, maybe here. Let me copy paste. I'm lazy. I'll use the JSTL API and implementation in both of them. Where do I put it? In WebInf lib, right? Now, list customers. I will get this tag lib directive, shopping cart. Okay. Now I will go ahead and do this guy, C, JSTL core. Now I will copy paste this guy to C colon for each. So C colon for each items equal to, what are the items, by the way?
Book 1, book 2.
Did I? No. This is the one. You know what it does? When I put this one here, you know what it does? It will check not only in request scope, but it will check in every scope. Actually, it will check even in session scope. Okay? Behind the scenes, it will do session.get attribute. The same session is available to the JSP also. There are implicit objects, and one of the implicit objects is request, right? Sorry. If you're doing some scripting elements like a scriptlet, one of the implicit objects is request. Request.get attribute, you can directly do it as if you have this, as if you have that variable defined. Similarly, you can do session also. Session is an instance of HTTP session. JSP is making that available for you. These are called implicit objects, meaning without you having to do anything, these objects are available for you to use as if you had defined here in your servlet.
So there is a list of 4 or 5 like this, right, Venkat? One is session,
yes.
request, response.
One is called request. Okay. This is of the type HTTP servlet request. The other one is called session. The other one is called application. Okay. Application. This is of the type servlet context here. We'll talk about what is context later. Okay. And then there is one more called page context. This is actually, maybe you want to, maybe if you defined a variable only within this page, and you want to make that variable available only to the page. If you put it in request scope, what happens is if one servlet forwards to another servlet or another JSP, wherever that request goes, all the request scope attributes or request scope values get passed. But in the page context, these are only for page. Okay, we will get there.
Okay.
But my point is, behind the scenes, it does not only request.get attribute, it actually checks in every single context. It will check in request, it will check in session, it will check in application context. Okay, and then for each one of them, we'll call something like a book. Okay, so what is this one? This is not really object actually. This is actually a string, right? So you can simply do just do a book like that, because this is not an object. If it is an object, you can do a dot field name so that the getter method will be called. But here you can do it. We can do something like, by the way, you have the following items in the cart. Okay, and then where do I have my table boy? Right, I need to maintain a table here. By the way, maintaining, I know this may look ugly. We may not need table, we may need something else, but that's okay. Let's see. Okay, now let's look at it. Yeah. Okay. Hey, look at it. Welcome to eShop, world's best shop. Please add your book. By the way, you have the following items in the cart: book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, book 4. See that? You added book 4 twice. That's one. Now, let's close the browser and then try to go again one more time here. See, it's remembering. Is there
Start a new session.
Guys, is there any delay? Venkat Krishna or anyone? Antenna is asking if there is any delay. Do you see any delay or any slowness or anything like that?
That if it is only for
It's only for antenna?
is that only for me or is it for everybody?
No.
Okay, it's for me. Okay. All right.
Very minor errors.
So there is some delay, huh?
Yeah, there is, but very minor error.
Huh. So it's different from other classes?
Yeah, for me it's like that. That's why. For the last 5-6 minutes, it was like that.
Sailaja, you are also...
No, Venkat.
Okay.
Okay.
Not
I
a
can't just
showstopper.
relog in.
Okay. I'm opening up the complete... I'm killing the cookies, essentially. See here, I'm only, if I can, cookies and other site and plugin data. Once I remove that, the cookie will be gone now. Now it doesn't send, it doesn't recognize any of the cookies. Now you are a brand new guy. See here, is session new false now because you, sorry, I don't know whether that was...
Venkat, how did you kill the cookies? Can you show that once more, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Go to this guy in Chrome, right? I mean, use Chrome as much as possible.
Right.
Customize this guy, and then go to history, and then it will show you all the recent history that's going on here, and then clear browsing data, and then here browsing history. Your browsing history will be gone. If you don't want it, you can uncheck that. Download history will be gone. Cookies and other site and plugin data. This is what will delete the cookie information. Okay?
Ja, now is that same equivalent to delete browsing history of Explorer? Tools,
Yes,
browsing
absolutely,
history?
absolutely.
Okay.
See here? So this is our brand new shop. Now we'll get the brand new experience. Welcome to eShop, world's best shop. By the way, you have the following items in the cart. Books bought. There is nothing. In fact, you can wrap this with a C, if, and see, hey, if this is not empty, then you can put a different one. Hey, by the way, you did not buy anything. You may want to add. You can do all that fancy stuff, right? But let's say, now let's put some good stuff. Head first Java. Click on add to cart. Look at it. E. What happened now? Oh, you know what is happening? Once I click on submit, everything is happening except that the servlet is swallowing
It's
everything. In
new.
the do post, it is not doing anything. It is adding nicely to the cart and everything, and then it is not responding back to the browser. What do I have to do? I have to push to the same JSP. Now I can remove even this guy. Understand, guys? I want to push to the same JSP again. I want to forward to the
Because
same
it is
JSP.
going again there.
Exactly. We want to show the same JSP. There is only one JSP page there. Okay. Now continue. Okay. So because it shows again, let's start a brand new experience again. Let's start brand new experience again. Okay. Welcome to eShop, world's best shop. Okay. By the way, you have the following items in your cart. You have nothing. Add first Java. I'm adding. Now, once I click on add to cart, it is doing a HTTP post. So going to the server, it's doing a do post. This one is adding to the already opened tab for us, for this browser. And it is forwarding back to the same JSP. And in this JSP, you are looping through any items in the session and showing it. Are you guys fully on page with me? Look at it. Look at it.
Cool.
So that head first Java. Now Spring in action. Look at it. Head first Java, Spring in action. And then ideally we should put a checkout here. At that time, we take everything in the session. That's when we go to the database and store all of them. That is when we finalize the order. And saying that, Venkat Krishna bought these 2 books. Or Shovan bought these 4 books. Sailaja bought these 2 books. You know what I'm saying? Are you guys getting it?
Yes, Venkat.
Liking it? Head first Java, Spring in action, and then Hibernate in action. That's it. Beautiful, right? You can keep doing it with a single one JSP, one servlet. This is a beautiful experience. We did it less than 1 hour. I mean, including the concepts, probably 1.5 hours. Yeah. So what else? I mean, you can do. Of course, you can make this fancy. It looks ugly to me. We can definitely make this look fancy. Let's do it. Let's put this style here. Shopping cart. Actually, yeah, that's how it looks. By the way, you bought these books already. Head first Java, Spring in action. I don't know whether it looks any better, or ideally we should make it a little more appealing, but that's fine for now. Hibernate in action, and then gone with the winds.
Venkat, one quick
Yeah.
question.
Sure.
See, for the people who are developers, which is what this course is about, they are supposed to also really do the entire, they're supposed to write the entire data capture, flash, I mean, showing it on the screen and everything, the entire online routine they're supposed to do, right?
Absolutely. Everything, end to end. We are all-rounders, end to end. But we are not really the experts in this area, in the style area.
What does that mean?
What I mean by that is,
like CSS, like cascading style sheet.
Cascading
We
style.
don't do
We do, something like this. And now,
that means there are other people who do that?
yeah, each company, we have, in my current company, we have about 7 teams. Okay. 7 times 9 people. Each team has about 8-9 people. 63, right? Yeah, about those many people, including the developers, QA people, and Scrum Masters, everything. So, we have one web designer.
Okay.
So we just use him.
Okay. So what does the web designer exactly do?
He's a specialist in UI, in user interface. So he knows in and out of cascading style sheet, CSS. He knows in and out of Bootstrap, like APIs. And then you come here and say that just by looking at it, this looks ugly, man. It has to look. So he will come precisely and say that, put 300 pixels to the right. Okay. And you know what? Books bought, I didn't like it. You may want to add a shopping cart logo here. Which
so
we are not.
He's not a Java guy, right?
No, he is not a Java guy. He's a pure HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. JavaScript also he knows decent JavaScript.
Okay, so how does the communication happen between? So the developers are doing the job, whatever you are teaching,
right?
And these guys are really doing the user interface part. But how does the communication happen between them?
We work together, like once a week in agile rule. Yeah, exactly. So a guy like me, okay, who has bad skills in the front end, I'll show him something like this and he'll come and say that this looks ugly, and then he'll also have he'll maintain the whole style sheet across the board, across the company, because he may not be the only person, but his team, right? Probably 3-4 member team. In our case, we only have one. He
sets the standards, right?
Yeah, they set the standard, and they'll say that, what, blindly use this CSS, everything will work properly. See this guy, right? What is this text box? This simple text box doesn't look good, right? So he will put some styles. As soon as you enter there, it looks appealing. Okay, and even this button, he will work on it.
Okay, but over here you are using within the program all these things. Now, when he gives you what are his deliverables to you, they are really a bunch of what does he deliver you so that you can really use them on your program? What does he deliver?
Bunch of CSS, and also we work together, right? It's not like he will give us and we use it. A lot of times we work side by side. If I have a specific requirement, what, business users don't like this one, or I'll say that, hey, designer, what's your opinion on this one? He says that this looks ugly. Okay, so do this one. He will do it. He will do all the CSS styles and all of that. He will provide it to me. I will do the rest of the work that I'll show you.
But he gives you in the form of a file and you hook it in your program, right?
Right, which is a CSS file.
CSS file.
Yeah.
So you're gonna teach that CSS hooking later on?
Yeah, to very little extent, because I'm myself very beginner there. So, but I'm going to show you how it works. Yes.
But in interviews and all that, we would be expected to know that much, right?
Not very detailed shown, but again, depends on the role. If it's completely kind of a UI guy like HTML, JavaScript, CSS, you are expected to know more than that.
No, but they will expect me as a Java programmer, Java developer, they will expect me to know how, okay, they will ask a side question like, right, okay, what do you do? How do you hook in your screens? That somebody may ask, right?
Absolutely, it's possible. Simple
Okay.
things like what is a CSS class and difference between ID and ID and class, and how do you select them? All of these are standard questions, but nothing more than that. These are all just 1 hour CSS course.
Okay.
In
Okay,
Java,
Okay. Sorry.
JavaScript, they'll ask, like front-end validation,
they
JavaScript.
absolutely ask, especially
Okay.
nowadays they are asking JavaScript. They ask, and especially jQuery they ask.
jQuery, yeah.
They are asking. Okay, but
So will you be
that's
teaching the jQuery part? No.
yes. This time,
Okay.
this time I want to.
Okay.
Not to the level of, not to this level, okay? Whatever I know, because I'm very beginner there. So we'll do it together. Whatever the e-shop that we're doing, we will implement jQuery, and we'll put the bootstrap there, all that fanciness, little bit
Okay.
to make it
What
little more.
exactly do you mean by bootstrap?
Let's not. I think we're
Okay.
deviating way
Okay.
from the actual this one discussion.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
okay, okay. Uh, make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about the session tracking. And as I told you, the cookie is not the only mechanism with which session tracking is done. There are two more ways of doing it. One of them is called URL rewriting. If at all cookies are disabled in browser, you can disable the cookie, meaning for some odd reason, for security or some odd reason. Nowadays, especially with so much JavaScript, so much front end um, going on in the world, okay, it will be very hard to find disable any of this one. But if at all you disable the cookie on the server side, so server keep giving back the session ID, and since browser disable the cookies on the browser side, every time it sends it, it doesn't send the session ID. So this guy will respond back as if it's a brand new conversation. Hello, this is your session ID. Okay, again this guy will not send, and again this guy will send, hello, welcome to my world. So every time it's brand new. So
This is anonymous browsing.
right. But if at all you still want to disable the cookies, because cookies are the pieces of information that are stored on the client side that will be sent to the server, right? The small pieces of information. It gives some context. Still want to disable the cookies, but still want to make the session handling work. There is a one more technique called URL rewriting. URL rewriting. So we have cookies, and then we have URL rewriting. What is URL rewriting? All you call /cart, right? And now you made a call to server, and now server, as part of HTTP header, it is supposed to put the cookie there. But I realized cookies are disabled on the browser side. Now what I will do is I will change the URL. I will change the URL like this, /cart. It's the same URL, right? But now whatever the extra piece of information that I want to put it, I will put it in the URL, question mark. I want to put the JSession ID, right? I'll put question mark JSession ID. Question mark is query string. This is query string, right? JSession ID equal to A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that.
So this JSession ID is that that cookies thing, right? Which you
Right.
got from Tomcat's, not Tomcat, what's that called?
It's a servlet container. It is Tomcat.
From the Google Chrome. Google Chrome's administration, you got that, right?
Right, but it's actually given by the Tomcat, and Chrome is sending it. Okay,
Yeah, right.
Chrome is sending it as is. So since Chrome will not send it anymore because of the disabled cookies, what Tomcat responds with it is, hey, I'm changing your URL. I'm changing your URL and adding the JSession ID to the actual URL itself. Now, this is what I sent it. Now, if you don't touch this URL, obviously you don't touch it, right? And now you put more information. You put one more book. Okay, let's say book 2 now. And they submit. Now what happens? Tell me. Once you submit, this whole URL gets submitted. Now here you do a request.get parameter of JSession ID. You will get this one, right? Are you getting it? That is why if the cookies are disabled, he will attach this guy to the URL itself. And now the same URL will be sent again, right? And now I will take this guy. Oh, this is part of the URL itself. As part of the query string. How do I take as part of the query string? Request.get parameter. And you don't have to do this one. Request.get session will automatically do it. If the cookies are disabled, it will automatically fall back to the URL. All you have to do is you'll have to little bit of writing the URL, encoding, etc.
So let me just say what I understood in one line. So /cart request is going from the browser to the server. Okay, now the server is sending back this /cart question mark session ID equal to that cookie's name.
Right.
Okay.
Server is responding it, and now when browser is making, see here, your URL is not changing, right? So when I say when I say test, right? See here, what happens when I get back the browser here, the URL here, question mark JSession ID equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Okay. Now what happens when you do something like that? Once you click on submit, this whole URL will be sent to the server.
Right.
Agree?
Yeah.
At that time, it will be taken not from the request header, but it will be taken from the actual URL query string itself, and understand that, oh, okay, this guy, yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a guy with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I recognize it. It's exactly same as the mechanism of sending from browser to server. In the case of cookies, it's going to be HTTP headers, but in the case of URL rewriting, it will be attached or appended to the actual URL itself. And there is one more mechanism called hidden fee.
So you'll be using HTTP GET only, right? Or you could do that with POST also?
With POST also, you can absolutely do it, right?
But in POST, it doesn't show you on the URL, right? I'm mixing something here.
Sorry?
In the POST, it does not show you on the URL, right?
Also, you have the URL, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
The only difference between get and post is that you have the query string in both get and post. The only difference is that, can you tell
when
me?
it flashes back, when it basically flashes back the servlet, it does not show on the URL.
No, it will show you the .jsp you're sending. It may show you that.
It will?
What's the difference between get and post?
Okay, there is one size limitation 256 or something.
That's all.
And another one, I'm coming to that. Second is that security thing. When you do when you go to a do get, and when it flashes back,
but you still have the URL. You still have the URL shown. Even in that case, all the HTTP, whatever, when you post the stuff, all your form information will be sent as part of HTTP body, right?
Correct.
Right? But you can still have the URL.
I can still have means what? I cannot see it over there, right?
You still have the URL, but all the stuff that you were posting here will be part of HTTP body, but you still have this URL, right? You can add an extra stuff to the URL. You agree?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You can have the query string here, and also you can push it as part of HTTP body too. Are you with me? So
Possibly.
your URL will be rewritten. The reason it's called URL rewriting is because your URL will be rewritten by the server to attach or append the JSession ID or session ID information to the actual URL itself. That's it. Okay. There is one more mechanism called hidden fields, URL rewriting, and then there is one more called hidden fields. What this hidden fields is, you have input type equal to text like this. You have something like input type equal to text, right?
Mm-hmm.
Input type equal to text, name equal to purchase book, something like this. So similarly, if you want to send something to the server, but you do not want that to be displayed, if you do not want that to be displayed to the user on the browser, then you can use something called hidden. Instead of input type equal to text, you can use input type equal to hidden, name equal to JSession ID, value equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that.
Value equal to, okay.
Okay, now the same piece of information is exactly like your text. Okay, your JSession ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be sent to the server in this case, and your server can get the same information like request.get parameter, JSession ID, he will get it. The only difference between this one and this one is that this will be shown in the browser, this will not be shown in the browser. That's the only difference. So what happens when you make a first request to the server, when browser makes a first request to the server, if cookies are disabled and hidden fields are the way to go, hidden fields are the approach that we are taking, you will modify the dynamic HTML to include you include one hidden field with the name as JSession ID and the value as whatever the value that you gave it. And now when he keeps submitting the form, he will be submitting this one without knowing. It's actually, there is an extra piece of information that keeps going from the browser to the server without him having to worry about it.
Venkat, can you explain this once more?
Yeah. So, like how you have input type equal to text here, right? So once you submit the form, this piece of information gets sent to the server, right?
Correct.
If you want to send a piece of information to the server, but I do not want that information to be displayed in the browser, I want that to be hidden, but I want to submit it with my form to the server so that server can get that piece of information using request.get parameter. In that case, you can use something called hidden fields. These are called hidden fields. You can send some information from browser to the server using hidden fields. Hidden fields are the exact same fields, but that are not displayed on the browser. Okay?
Like browser, like password.
Password is not shown in the browser.
It will show as asterisks.
So. Oh, that is different. That is different. Input, like how we have input type equal to text, there is something called input type equal to password. Then asterisks will be shown. That is different. Hidden, when you say hidden, nothing will be changed to your JSP. See here, do you see anything here? But once I submit here, okay,
Did you type something?
Yeah. I'll say name.
Okay.
Okay. Name equal to Venkat, right? See here now. Can you please mute yourself, guys? Whoever that one was. Thank you. What am I saying? Yeah. So you have this name and Venkat. Do you see anything like that? Name and Venkat? No, right? But look at here. Like how you got the request.get parameter. Okay. Now look at it. Are we seeing anything in the browser? No, right? Are we seeing anything in the browser? Nope. Name equal to now. Input type equal to hidden, name equal to name, value equal to Venkat. Let me submit this guy now. See this? Name equal to Venkat. Test2, name equal to Venkat.
Yeah.
Every time I submit the form, I'm sending a name value pair from browser to here, but user has no clue that user is sending. Agree? So the same technique has been captured by these guys to maintain the session. So they will change the dynamic HTML that is coming from the browser. Sorry, dynamic HTML that is coming from the server. They will add a hidden field here. And when you submit the form, that gets submitted to the server. And then all it does is, if you say JSession ID equal to something, right? Okay, whatever the dynamic HTML that's coming from the server. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Now, once you submit, it will be taken by your servlet container to identify who you are. Make sense? So there are 3 techniques. One is cookies, the most popular one. The second one is URL rewriting, and the third one is hidden fields. Yeah.
So in hidden fields, what you're saying is, if you put that name and value over there, then even though you have a field at the form, if you type in over there, it's still going to be overridden by what you have on this JSP, right?
Two different things, right? See here, you have this text field for this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying like this one. You have, in addition to this one, you are sending an extra piece of information. Shawan,
Okay.
you are sending 2. Me, I have no clue that there is an extra piece of information is getting sent to the server. Are you getting it?
Mm-hmm.
Here, I have no clue that I only know that I'm sending the book that I bought to the server. But there is an extra information that is getting sent as a hidden field like this.
Venkat, can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
How do we set up like for the hidden field the value? Do you use some technique like a sequence or because how do you do it automatically?
It is not an
How is its value set?
It is
how is its value set?
Yeah, I'm getting there. So it is not an automatic. What we need to do is every time we generate the dynamic HTML coming from the server to the browser, we have to put that extra piece of information as a hidden field. We have to get the session ID here, like request.get session, right? The session has get ID. This one is a session ID. Okay?
Oh, okay. Yes.
So we have to get this one change the HTML to include an extra piece of information so that every single time it comes from him. You get it? Every single response that goes from the server to browser, you attach it so that when you come back, it will come back to me with whatever the ID. But user does not know. His experience here, he has no clue, but it's under the hood. If you look at
but this is the best approach, right? Why did they come with cookie? This is probably seamless. It's
it's a with cookie you can put a lot more information. One and number two, it's automatically done, right? It's a HTTP headers. See here, right click page source. I mean,
you'll see the code,
I can still see the code here, right? But HTTP headers is the best part where you want to put that stuff.
But you won't see the server side code, right? In that code.
No. In either case, you don't see it. You don't see it. But the cookies are actually not only for the session information. You put a lot of these websites use cookies to store a lot of information. You go to something like a bestbuy.com, and I'm just throwing an example. I don't know whether Best Buy uses that technique or not.
They do. Now everybody tracks you everywhere. Yeah.
Right. So if you go to the bestbuy.com, okay.
And you go to some other site, they follow you. They'll tell you what you browse.
Exactly. That's even worse. So now let's say that I look for, let's say this one I added, Fitbit. Okay, let me add a Fitbit to my cart, right? Now I come back. I did not do anything. I just added to the cart. I did not log in or I did not do anything. How has it been added to the cart without doing anything? See here. I did not log in. But when you go to the bestbuy.com, again, it's maintained in the session. So this guy will send the session ID, okay? Because this is actually stored in the cookie, right? So now the session ID is stored as cookie. Now, when you go to bestbuy.com again, he'll recognize that, oh, this guy came here before. Oh, yeah, I'm sending the same session ID. See here? How does it know? How does it know?
Cookie, yeah, probably.
Exactly. See this? This guy is haunting me. It keeps going. The reason is function F12, right? Yeah. The reason is
to delete your cookies here in your browser.
Exactly. You keep going to that. You keep going to that. See here how much cookie actually is being. How much information? It's not just session ID. Also, it's much more than that. These guys store a lot of information, a lot of junk there. A lot of people, all these websites nowadays, right? I mean, not nowadays. For the last 10 years, it's kind of the same technique. 10, probably more than 10 years.
Look at this hidden fields that you mentioned.
Yeah, Venkat, can you give the example when cookie is disabled and then we will do the J session and something?
Sure, may or may not. Let's see. It takes good 1 hour to you need to fall back automatically to the what you need to do is in the browser you need to disable it. I get this. I always want to do it, but where do I spend time is can you try on your own and come back?
Yeah, I think we should really digest this first.
Yeah.
I agree. But again, how much? Again, it. Yeah. Can you guys do some homework on that?
Okay, I will try if any problem.
It takes
I will
good
try.
1 hour
If
of
any
my
problem,
time.
then
Yeah, it again goes back to the same thing. Where do you want to spend time on that? If I'm putting time, I absolutely can. Not a problem at all. I'll actually show you the both approaches. I can. Even last time I got that request. I think URL rewriting I've shown also. So
So Venkat, this terminology of hidden fields, there's still one point I'm not understanding.
Absolutely.
See, on the screen, on the form action screen, the thing that you entered, Shovan, that one appeared, that went to the server, a servlet, and that was flashed back on the browser, on the form screen, right? Form action screen, right?
Okay.
So like you bring up that one, and then the hidden field that you mentioned, see over there,
okay,
you enter ABC. Enter ABC now.
Okay, one second. I mean, because I changed here, right? 1 second. Okay.
Okay, you entered that.
Yeah.
And it came up.
Name equal to
okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now,
yep.
which are you referring as the hidden? See the name of the root, please. Okay.
Do you
hidden
see?
field? Yeah. Do I see what? Yeah, that's a good question.
See this guy here. In the browser, do you see there is a field? Hey, here. Pieces of information are you sending from browser to server here? Tell me. Let's open up.
I see Shovan over there. I see Shovan over there.
1 second.
No, Shovan, this is HTML code, and that code is not being displayed in the browser.
Wait. How many pieces of information? It's a key value pair that gets sent from browser to server no matter what you send it. It's a HTTP protocol, right, Shovan? So, what is the Shovan associated with? What is the name? This is the value, right? So, what is the key? Key for that? Tell me.
I don't know.
What do you mean I don't know?
You see the
key is purchased book. Purchased book colon, okay? Purchased book colon Shovan. This is how your browser will send to the browser, right? So to the server, right? This is a name. This is a name value, right? Let's say if the name value pairs are colon delimited. Okay. Now the next pair, I'm sending an extra piece of information. Name, actually the key equal to, these people use equal to, name equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are sending 2 pieces of information to the server from browser. Did you understand that point first of all?
That's the point that I didn't understand before.
Let me add one sentence. Shovan, this is HTML code. That any HTML code will be displayed in it's painting, right? You're painting the browser.
Right.
But input type hidden, nothing is painted in the browser. Do you see that?
Actually, forget about hidden for a second. No, Shovan, 1 second. I mean, I think the basic day one code we need to understand it. Okay, let's understand this one. Did you understand that there is a key value pair that is going from browser to server in this case?
From browser to server, a key value pair is going. I don't remember that at least.
Then I can't help, man. I think
there was one message that was going.
I think at this point, no, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do now. See, there was this string that is going over there. Whatever string you are entering on that, add your passbook. Okay, see here. This is a name, input type equal to text, name equal to purchased book. Okay. That's going there. Okay. Did you look at the very day one of HTML code or our probably servlet 1 or servlet
that's what
2?
I'm looking at right now.
1 second. This is servlet 1, right? Where is our servlet 2? What is happening here? Tell me. Okay, over here, first name is going. That guy first name is going. What is the whatever you typed in the first name field will be going. If at all you type first name as Shovan, right? Yeah. It will be going like this. Do you know that at least? This field first name equal to whatever you typed in the text area. Sorry, text field. Last name, this field equal to whatever you typed ln. Do you know that?
Okay.
This is what we talked, right? So this
Yeah,
is how we get, this is how the browser sent to the servlet.
okay.
How do you get the first name information that is entered in the text field? You will get request dot get parameter of first name.
That part I know.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you're calling as.
So
Okay,
key
fine. Then
equal to value. How do I get the value associated with this key? Request dot get parameter of this one. What is the value associated with the last name? Request dot get parameter of last name. What is the value associated with the address? Request dot get parameter of address. Right?
the value that you're passing. Yeah.
Right. Hidden field is like any other field. It's just that is not shown in the browser, but it will still be sent to the server under the hood. Now did you get it?
Okay. Yeah, I got that now.
See, now if I say something like I do not show anything, I do not show anything here, okay? I'll show that input type equal to hidden text, something like that. Okay, I'll just say Venkat. Okay, now I am sending an extra piece of information. I'm setting first name, I'm setting last name, I'm setting address, I'm setting city, I'm setting state, I'm setting zip. I'm sending an extra piece of information called hidden text. What is the value of it? Venkat. User is not entering because this is not a text. It's a hidden meaning. Sorry. Why did I put that hidden text? I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Name equal to hidden text. I think I'm off. Value equal to Venkat.
Okay, see that.
Right? So input type equal to hidden, name equal to hidden text. Now you are sending, in addition to all of this one, you are sending an extra piece of information to the server, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how does he get?
Hang on.
Wait, one second,
Yeah.
Venkat Krishna.
Yeah.
So how is server getting it? Request dot get parameter of first name. He will get the value entered in this text box.
Right.
As first name. Request dot get parameter of last name. 1 second. Request dot get parameter of last name. He will get the value entered here. Request dot get parameter of address. He will get the value entered here. Request dot get parameter of city. He'll get the value entered here. Request dot get parameter of hidden text. He will get the value of Venkat.
So I have to know that you have given that hidden text over there. The servlet, I mean, coder would have to know that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, he knows that. Okay, now how is it maintaining the session? See, for the cookies, I can understand very clearly that, okay, he drops a cookie and then that cookie is extended. That's fine. But how is that?
Let me tell you. Okay, in a somewhat rudimentary way. Understand this one. Then let's talk about the bigger picture. Okay. Somehow, when I sent to the browser gave me a session ID. And it told me that, when I went, as a browser, I went to server sent me a session ID. Now, as a browser, my responsibility is to keep sending that particular session ID to the server, starting from a second request, third request, fourth request, right?
Exactly. No problem with that. Okay.
It is expecting in a field name, a specific name rather than name. It is saying, hey, send me in this field called JSessionID. If I send whatever, let's say in my first request, it somehow sent me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as my session ID. If I send this, will it go to server?
It will.
Now, if server has to retrieve this field, how does it retrieve?
It retrieves with that session ID and it's value.
How? The code. Request.get parameter of JSession
of that
ID.
session ID. Yeah.
Right?
So, I mean JSession ID, not session ID.
So earlier it was pulling from HTTP header. Now, if the same server pulls it from request.get parameter of JSession ID and understands that this guy is coming back, is there any problem?
I don't have any problem, but this value is something that is generated by hand, manually, human being generated.
Yes.
Don't go to the step 2. Did you understand so far?
That part is understood.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, how we sent it, That's secondary.
Okay.
If at all I send it, it will be understood. Are we on the same page? If
Yeah.
I say that this J session ID equal to, see this one, this is exactly how any key value pair will be sent. Not only for shown for everybody. This is
Right.
exactly how it will be sent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every piece of the information at the HTTP level, this is how key equal to value, key equal to value. It doesn't matter how many pieces. Okay, if I send it, I'll be able to communicate the session. I'll be able to establish the session, right?
Okay.
Are we clear now? Everybody?
Yeah.
Now,
Everybody
how,
else is clear. Only I was not clear.
how do we do it dynamically? That's the next step, Sean.
No, that's not my next question. Next question is, if you put any value over there, that value will not be a genuine. I mean, it'll compromise the security and all those things, right?
It's used only for tracking purpose. So it knows that I'm the only person communicating. So instead of it getting the cookie, it needs something to track basically.
Yeah.
To track
But the cookies are a little encrypted. But this one looks quite. I mean, like value. You put some text thing over the text.
What is the difference between? What is the difference between? Okay, here right click view page source hidden equal to. So it's exact same thing. J session ID equal to blah here. You are seeing the same thing here, and in cookie information you can show it to your developer console here. It's exact same thing, right?
Yeah, it's in the client's machine.
Your average Joe will not be able to read in either of the cases.
Okay.
How is one is more secure than other?
I was thinking those cookies are encrypted stuff.
That is if the HTTP, yes. I mean, if you use that protocol, right?
That's a different topic actually.
Okay.
But we didn't talk about encryption or anything like that, right? So it's exact same stuff. Either you send that information as part of the header, that's one mechanism, or you can send as a hidden field. It works too. Your browser, your average user will not be able to see it, both of them anyway.
Okay. I see your point.
Okay, but now I did not answer the second portion of it yet, which is, do we put this guy like this? We don't put it. It will be done automatically. How? We code in such a way that when we give the dynamic HTML back to the browser, we add that. When we give it back HTML to the browser, right? Are you with me? We give this whole HTML. Where is it coming from? It is coming from your servlet, right? Either directly or indirectly. Either servlet may forward to the JSP or somehow it gets it, right?
Okay.
If I put this extra piece of information, input type equal to hidden, name equal to J session ID, value equal to whatever that value that I'll get it from HTTP session, what happens now? I'm sending this extra piece of information to the browser. Every time he will keep submitting now, it will come back to me as a request parameter. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So by putting this one in a when I generate the dynamic HTML, by putting an extra piece of information as a hidden, your user will not be able to see it, and you keep clicking on submit. I keep getting that because you are saying submit, but under the hood there is a hidden field that I jammed in, that you keep sending it to me. I'll keep reading as input request.get parameter of JSession ID, request.get parameter of JSession ID. Every single time I'll get it. And you have no clue that there is a JSession ID that I added in between unless you open your real HTML, right click view page source. You will not be able to see it. Exactly like your headers, right? Okay.
Okay, thanks very much for recapping that part. Actually, that's what I lost sight of for a
But
moment.
no, I don't think it's not only for you. Honestly, um, I don't think. In fact, I did not expect any of you to understand in the first one. I'm glad you asked actually. But let's see if you still did not get it, we can still talk
No,
about
no,
it in the
no.
next class. No,
It
not
seems
only
okay.
for you. I'm saying this question is for everybody. If you guys still did not get it, that's fine. We can still talk about it.
Yeah, I can see first your video. It's a little bit confusing, but yeah, I will do that. If any problem, I will ask you.
Sure, sure. Did you understand? Okay, actually, you also asked Madhavi, right? Did you understand better than now? Better than few minutes back?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yes, yes.
very good. Give it a try. As of now, I did. Sure, sure, Uma. Give it a try. And but what I want, this is where we need to. This is where
Okay.
we need to
So,
draw the priorities. No, you have to let me speak for a minute.
sorry.
This is where speak looking at Uma's text. Um, this is where I think we need to draw the priorities. I would say, Uma and everybody, HTTP session is the most important topic. Okay, but do not spend time on URL rewriting and hidden fields. So much time. Understand the concept and leave it for the simple fact being that in my experience, since I know the under the hood what exactly going on, I can write these two, but in a production code I've never written it.
Okay.
Okay, but
They use
actually
cookies. Yeah.
we always use cookies. Cookies are the most popular one, but I mentioned it because not to confuse you guys, but it's people tend to ask in interviews. That is the reason I mentioned.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, they ask, hey, what happens if I disable a cookie? Okay, it fall back to our URL rewriting. In fact, your server automatically detects that your cookies are disabled, and it will automatically fall back to the URL rewriting. And what happens is we have to encode the URL. All we have to do is there is something called encoding. Every URL that you send back to the browser, you will have to encode it. That's all. That's the part we need to do it. I can spend good 1 hour and show an example also, but rather we spend time. If you ask me, we rather introduce this same shopping cart topic in our e-shop and let's finish that off. I think that is how you get better benefit.
Okay, we'll do that.
Understand the bigger picture. Okay, understand to an extent these sidekicks. Okay, and then focus on the bigger meat, bigger piece of the meat, which is how do we, okay, there is a, I showed you what exactly going on under the hood from the browser perspective, right? I opened up the developer tools. um, in fact in fact, when I learned it, somebody tells me that there is a HTTP header. We have no clue how to actually open the HTTP header and see what the heck is really going on under the hood. We had no clue.
It's okay. No problem.
We had no clue. I mean, it's a lot of, we lived in that confusion state when I was learning, but I didn't want you to be in that state. So that is why, especially now, we have the tools. You just go here, you have the developer tools, right? More tools, and so it will clearly show you what is getting sent from the browser to the server, from the server to browser. So you can walk out of here with more confidence was my goal actually. So yeah, but focus on session tracking. It's very important topic. And then I want to introduce this one to our e-shopping as soon as possible and make it bigger. Okay. and finish it off.
Okay, Venkat, then that's fine. That part is clear. I've got one thing to only show you if you give me this thing. I
Yeah,
mean, if you want to see my screen
I
about
will,
the
but let
homework.
me give
If you finished.
priority to Leonard because he asked me first, and he, poor guy, he was expecting yesterday also.
Okay, thank you, Venkat.
No problem. I'm checking in right now, guys. Shopping cart is being checked in right now.
And JSP 2015 also, I couldn't see there.
I did not do it. I'm always bad.
No.
No, I did it.
Oh,
Looks
I
like
did. Why it's not coming?
looks like I did, Madhavi. Ooh, maybe I did not. I don't know. Let's look at it. 1 second, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I refreshed, but I couldn't see.
Can you check after? Yeah, can you check now? Okay, let's see what's going on, Leonard.
Okay, this is my screen, and this servlet I was following your video, and I created the servlet, but I don't know, it doesn't send any information to the database. Can I show you?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, for example, we go to this page, and after that,
Gang here, so let's help Leonard, and then after that, show one. Anybody else? Madhavi, you wanted to show something, or you're good? Someone else? I thought no.
I have something, but after they finish.
Absolutely. Yours is related to what, Sean?
That homework thing, just a clarification of a certain point, whether I
Oh,
understood
yes,
it.
I saw your email also. I agree with your point actually, but yeah.
Oh, that's different. That's a different one. That's a different thing.
So, yeah, what's going on here, sir?
okay, right now the requested source is not available.
Exactly. 404 is, your add customer.jsp.
Oh, no,
Page
no,
not
okay.
found.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was trying to use method post, and after that I was trying to use method get, but something like is not working.
Request keyboard and mouse. Slowly.
Okay.
1 second. 1 second. You want me to?
Yes.
You want to go through this first? Actually, let's understand this guy. What's going on here, right? Here you took to add customer2.html. This is really good, and then servlet 2 underscore 2015 underscore Leonard, and then add customer servlet 2 underscore 2015. What is this guy? 20015. Dear, see here. There is an extra 0. Okay. So there is an extra 0. I mean, that caught my attention, but it's a simple 404s are always just pay more attention, you will catch it. See here?
Okay.
That's the deal there, and you can directly, I mean, later it works, but just take this guy and then do a one more submit, and it should do something. Yeah, first name is Leo, blah. See it? It went all the way there. Very good. So at least you made progress. Now, SQL integrity constraint violation, unique constraint. You have Can you please put yourself on mute? One of you guys. I don't know who that one is. Background noise. Thank you. Sys, can you look at this violation here? Looks like you are trying to insert into customer with value. Actually, where exactly it's coming? Let's look at this guy. No, it's actually customer DAO JDBC impl.java here. Come on, take me there. Okay, so it is problem here. What is the customer ID that you are passing here?
You know, like in JSP, I guess I said, let's see.
Show me that.
We have SQL here.
You are passing 0,
no.
huh?
Yes, I'm passing 0.
You are passing 0. 1 second. If you pass 0, then doesn't work, right? So you have to pass change this guy to sequence. That's better. That's the best solution. And
Okay.
don't get it from customer ID. Put only first question mark as the first name. Take this question mark out. That's the best solution. But for you to just now to make you happy right now, change your 0. There is already a customer ID with 0, so you cannot insert one more is what it is trying to say. So just change your customer object to where is
I would say I don't have customer with ID 0 in my database.
You don't have it? Okay, let's look at 1 second. Let's look at yeah. Can I look at all of the customers?
Just 1 second. I find like okay, select all customers.
You don't have customer ID with 0, huh? I can see it.
Yeah.
Come on. There is a fourth record there, Leonard. Leo, Pat, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, no. I have this one. Oh, I just inserted it.
Okay.
Maybe before.
Exactly.
I don't know why. Yes.
Okay. Change that to sequence, Leonard. So change it to sequence.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yes, I was not understanding. I reviewed all servlets and everything like XML. Okay. It was a mistake. So
no, that's totally fine. But did I help you?
Yes. No. Okay. And my second question is about this servlet. You see, I checked out this from.
Before you say anything, before you try to finish your statement itself, there is a big red mark here at the servlet. Go to problems view. You must solve it before you try to do anything. See here, target runtime pivotal TC server is not defined because my server environment is different than yours. So right click, properties, go to Java build path. Okay. And then
yes, my question was how to add the server.
Sure. Server library pivotal. This is unbound, so remove this guy. This came from this one. So go to add library, and then server runtime. Next, and then pivotal because you are using later version. That is why Leonard 3.1.
Okay.
Click OK. Once that error is gone, that is when you are ready. Until that point, you are not ready. You need to fix it. Okay. Is it still not fixed?
Maybe refresh it?
No, it's to refresh it.
Let's do a clean project. Build automatically. It should have done it, but we can do a special clean one. Very good. So what's going on here? Let's see. Okay, it's still saying undefined. Why? Or maybe it's Eclipse oddity. Oh, it's now it should be good, right? Yeah. Okay, now Eclipse oddity is what I'm thinking.
There might be problems in the program, maybe.
No.
The SRCs
are done on server. Yep. 1 second. Why is?
Okay.
Sure, restart server. Let's see what's going on there. Servlet 2 2015 E. What's this one and this one? Oh, this is Leonard and this is mine. Okay, I got it. This is strange. It could be an Eclipse thingy.
No, because I still have your server.
I didn't get you.
I still have your server. It's set up for my server and your server too. I don't know. We didn't get your server. We didn't delete your server. Like, do you see 3.0 to 3.01?
Right.
3.1.
Oops, sorry, wrong click. Add library. Server runtime. Huh. This is good actually. I don't know why. It's kind of... Where is this server? It's still doing? It's that slow? Don't you think something is fishy here? Restart Eclipse. Wow. She's very cute.
Thank you.
So, okay. Okay, meanwhile, restart that guy and see what's going on there. Let me take show me.
Yeah. So give me the control. 1 second.
I did.
Yeah.
I have a question too, Venkat.
Sure.
So you can see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Now you see what I'm. Okay, let me just put it up over there.
Sure.
See over here in this JDBC demo IMPL. See over here, according to your homework, you said for each order, create an order object. Last part, get orders for customers. You are saying for each order, create an order object and populate the order details. So by populate order details, you mean populate the order details as an object or in the table? Because it's assumed over here that there is data in the table.
Right.
So based on that, I've only done order details population here. Okay. And I've shown it here. If that's what you meant, is that what you meant?
No, definitely not. Showing will never return to me, right?
Yeah.
So if you show it, that's good for you. As a
That's fine.
client, it's not good for me, right?
Right. But you're asking me over here to send the customer ID.
Right.
And
Actually,
then go to orders.
later I refined that Sean. I made it simplified. I said that because I realized that I complicated the things. I kind of designed it as if I was working on it. So I realized that, I thought that's very unfair. And that is why I said that just give me the plain order details. Plain order, meaning just order number, order date, and order amount. Just give me that. And give me the order ID. So give me the order ID also, so that later I will show, hey, what are all the products did I buy with this order ID, right? Then I will make a separate JDBC call to you. I will give the order ID and give me the products at that time. So separating it out. Did you get that point?
Yeah, that part I already did over here. See, given a certain customer, this is the order ID, and these are the products related to that order ID.
Very good. Okay.
So the whole bag, actually, basically, I'm printing the whole bag from a client. This is the client, demo 2.
Right.
Okay.
But I wanted to say, even if you were taking in this approach, I wouldn't create an object called order details. Product is kind of serves that purpose, right?
Correct. Exactly.
You got it, right? So list of products is what an order should have shown. I think you're on the same.
Okay, then in that case, more or less, this is done. What you intended us to do, the complicacy, this is done.
So exactly. In fact, I don't need it. That's what I'm saying. I don't need it, anything. Okay. So just give me the orders. That's all.
Okay, that I have already taken care of.
Okay.
Okay. Now, next thing is this is not a homework question. This is just any question. See, usually we do things like list products equal to new array list. That's what we do. Okay, when we do for the first time. Now, when we populate like this, how does the array list get called?
List of products equal to 1 second. Show me that again.
See, yeah, I'm
Give
coming
me.
there. See, this is our usual construct. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But when we really work with actual data, we just do this, and there is no array list defined anywhere. So is that okay, or how does it work?
Okay. Give me the control as well.
Okay. Go ahead.
Look at this guy. Yeah, look at this guy. So when you say you are talking about the client here, right? Client is giving a customer ID and you are giving me the products. Okay. I mean, get by order ID. This is order ID actually, not customer ID. You have to give the you have to give the order ID here. So
no, this get by order ID was with the customer, as far as I remember. That's how you wrote.
Look at it. You're asking by order ID and you're passing a customer ID. That doesn't make sense. Okay, this is an order ID.
Correct.
That's fine. Okay, this is an order ID, period.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give you the order ID and give me the products is what we are asking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being a client, you don't care how you get it. But here, if you look at the implementation, this product DAO JDBC impl, here you are doing it. So your server or service provider will create an empty bag and call the database and convert all the relational constructs into database objects, meaning all the table data you will populate into as objects and then give me back a fully populated bag. I don't care where you got it from.
Okay, but products is an array list. That's the basic thing.
You got
at this point in time. So
you got it.
Okay, that's fine. Got it. I just had forgotten that for a moment. That's all.
No problem. Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Venkat Krishna, it's your turn. You wanted to show or you wanted to ask?
Okay. Yeah, one second. Yeah, okay. Yeah, what happened was I was not expecting this. Suddenly in my office they came and they gave me a Java task. I mean,
okay.
I've not done anything. So they just gave me and this Java, and then they send me a document. This is how you get started in Java. Like,
okay.
So I can even share with the team. It's a very nice. So I did a couple of installations, setting up, and I'm stuck in one place. Just a little bit I want to ask you.
Okay.
Should I take control? Let me take control.
I can make you the.
Why can't I see anything?
Yeah, I have to.
Because we are seeing you.
Oh, you're still seeing me. Okay.
Yeah. Now.
It's funny.
I got it. Show my screen. I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you can see now. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we can see.
So this is how they gave me the getting started document. This is completely Ford stuff here.
Okay.
So they started here and they gave me some user access.
Sure.
Then I did these drive mappings. They did this. Project access. Then they told me to get Eclipse from here.
Okay.
I got it. Then they told me to get WebLogic.
Okay.
I got that. Then they told me to get Accurave.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Accurave is
I got that. Okay. That's what I figured. Yeah, it's version control, versioning.
Mm-hmm.
Then this one. Then I got this one to App Manager.
Okay.
It's saying something about that.
Okay.
So I did this. Did this. Now I'm here actually. I went here. Here I had some trouble and somebody else helped me, but he's not coming to office next 1 week. So he helped me here and he left this part.
Okay.
Now I'm in this page. Where installation successful. I'll show you. Yeah, this is where I am.
Sure. Okay.
Oh no.
What's the question?
Yeah, one second. And I want to get this out of. Yeah. So I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. You're right, Venkat. Oh, yeah.
Oh, can you see me? No.
How did I do this? Fuck.
I'm occasionally right. So.
No. Most of the time you're right.
I'm just joking.
What happened? Okay. So here, you see, I got this. I did this start Eclipse and set your workspace. I set my workspace, and then I did import general existing project into workspace. I did that. Open the Ant view in Eclipse. I did that. Then it says drag in build scripts under this. That's what I don't know. I did this. I took my second screenshot. I imported all this. Then I went to the Ant view. I don't know what is Ant view.
Ant view is like any other view. Like your servers view, like your anything. Ant is a
Problems view,
right? Yeah,
okay.
Problems view, Ant view. Yeah. So whatever they are asking, just drag and drop. I don't know where you have to get.
That's what I'm not. Yeah, I'm not seeing it here. I went into here's a project video.
Okay. Yeah. But, can you show me that? I should be able to help. And show me the document one more time. No, that place. Yeah. One second. One second. Drag in the build scripts under FCGCS and FCGCS setup developer resources. Okay. Can we go there? One more time now.
Yeah, build files.
One second.
Oh.
Build files meaning no. Show me the Eclipse one more time.
Oh, sorry.
Build files meaning.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about Ant. I think for the last couple of batches, I'm not doing it. See here. But if you want more Ant, there is a nice video, excellent video that I talked about it. See here. This build.xml is the build file. Drag that build.xml to Ant view.
Okay, this is just a screenshot. Sorry, this is from.
Oh,
Gmail,
that's just a screenshot. I'm sorry. Hold 1 second. Did you see Ant? There is an Ant animal. Wait, hold there. Go up.
You know about an animal called ant, yes.
Okay, build. 1 second. Build.xml, right? There is an ant next to it. You're going back and forth.
Sorry, which one? You mean here?
Wherever that
these are 3 screenshots.
that XML file is.
Okay, you mean here?
Yeah, 1 second. Hold there. Don't do anything right now. Just don't touch anything.
Okay.
Just listen to what I'm saying. So here on the left-hand side, you see build.xml, right? Yes, that one. Drag that one into Ant, and then there is a check. 1 second. Check args.xml. That's also Ant script. That one also you can drag it. Create version.xml. These are all Ant XML. So I'm assuming these are all actually imported into build.xml is what I'm thinking. So, but these are all Ant.
Okay.
What do you call these Ant files will have something called targets. Okay. So before doing it, spend a couple of hours watching my video, and then you'll get very, very, very good idea. And you have to click on it and understand, right click, drag into Ant script, and then right click there on that, run as Ant target, appropriate target. What is a target? You have to watch my video. Okay.
So I have to drag and put it here in this window.
Exactly. You don't even know that. Actually speaking, that's that guy. I mean, it's too detailed, but you can even without doing that, right click, run as, you can do it that too.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So this is what, that's what they also tell me to run. You're right. After that, they tell me to run.
Yeah.
Run FCCD library.
Yeah.
Then I have to run the build and then run this. I don't know.
No worries. I think you'll be okay. I'll quickly make myself the presenter, and then since you asked, go to my website. So is there here?
Is it really necessary to know, or just if I drag and I should be done, right?
It's up to you. I never learn anything like that, so yep, it's up to you, Venkatesh. I'm not dictating one way or the other, but I will never, without knowing what's going on, I never do it anything like that. So there is an see here, deployment logging Ant. That's the one. an exclusive project also I did it. So yeah,
Thank you. I'll look at it. Yeah.
no
Got
problem.
it.
Okay, guys, that's all.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. No problem. Good night, everybody.
Good night.